Since the potatoes were sown. It's all Yukon Golds, as you can see. Russian Blues, PEI Blues, they're a little slower, but they're coming along just nicely. Got a tomato plant there. So, when your potatoes get about 5-6 inches above ground, you want to, what we call, trench them. You want to fill them back in with the dirt, just leaving just the very tip showing, and that allows place for the tubers to grow. That's where your seed, that's where you're going to get your crop. So, and like I say, most of them will be done. The smaller ones I won't trench like these ones here, but the larger ones, yep, anything that's over 5 inches, they're all going to be trenched and filled up with dirt around them. So we'll do that today. Like I say, some people do them multiple times, some people do them twice in the growing cycle. I found in recent years, usually I can get away with just trenching them once, so, and I do get a good yield. So we'll do that now, and I'll share with you once I get them trenched. Stay tuned. So I've got 3 rows trenched there now. They say they are a little bit large. They've taken off over the last couple days. And you want them only to be about 5-6 inches high when you first trench them. So this way here, if they get a little larger like these, it just makes for a lot more work at once. You got to pile a lot more dirt on them. So anyway, 3 down. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 to go, and then the blues, when they come up, will be done. So here's the potato garden. As you can see, they're all trenched now. The lower 2, you can see these are the Russian Blue, and they're the PEI Blue. They're a little later coming, but they're all trenched and doing well. And just in having a look, and on this particular plant I had a flea beetle, and overall most of them are fairly healthy this year. You can see, if I can find one right here. You see the hole. So that's work by the flea beetle. I usually use beer in a small margarine or butter container, and I'll place them in different areas of the garden. That does help eliminate. It'll also drown the slugs if you've got slug problems. But, as you can see, they're fairly thick, fairly high. So they've been in now for about, well, they were put in on the 2nd and 3rd of June, so about 5.5 weeks now. So yeah, if you have a look at some of the plants and you notice that there are holes in them, especially this one right here. Just so I guess for me it's time to get out the beer in the Eversweet containers, margarine containers for those that aren't here in Newfoundland and Labrador. But anyway, we'll get them out placed in the garden and hopefully keep a healthy crop. So that's the flea beetle. What I do is slight pinch, and I jumped away. As you can see, that's the work of the flea beetle. So there are not as bad as they were last year in the garden, but again, I'll use beer and butter containers, and I'll place them throughout the garden. You'd be surprised, just 24 hours, how many of them you'll get in the beer, so in the containers, and they drown. The same with slugs. So I just thought I'd share this with you. Here is week 7 with potatoes. As you can see, doing very well. Very healthy, thick stalks. Trenched quite some time ago. And the last 2 drills here. We've got Russian blue here. A lot of them, as you can see, are actually flowered. I'm not going to pinch them. I'm going to leave them. I want a lot of little potatoes for some seed for next year. And this last drill here is actually PEI blues. So you got Russian blue and PEI blue. A big thank you, Robbie Moore, fellow YouTuber. Check out his channel if you haven't. It's a lobster fisherman. Does a lot of gardening and stuff there in his spare time. So yeah, very healthy. I should get a good yield potatoes this year. You can hear an ATV going by behind me. I would estimate these Yukon Golds are probably, they gotta be 3.5 feet high for sure. Not seeing no flowers on them. All last year they didn't flower neither, and I had one of the best yields. I have heard that they don't necessarily have to flower. If they do flower, you'll get a lot of small little ones. If you do pinch the flower, if they don't flower, you'll get a lot of larger ones. Just less quantity, I guess. That's just what I've heard. I don't know if anybody can confirm that for me, but and just hold on now. I'll bring you over to the raised beds. I'll share with you the other root vegetables I've got growing. Okay, so here we are at the newly built raised bed. This is all white turnip here. sweet Laurentians. They do very well here on the island of Newfoundland. They've been thinned. I've got a load of greens that I parboiled last night, and they're now in the freezer. I'll have them with a cooked dinner very soon. So they're all thin and weeded. Here I have parsnip. Like I say, I forgot to mention, this is 5 weeks for the raised beds. And I got all the soil myself with the help of family and stuff, and we got our own soil, and I added some worm casting manure and some sheep manure compost. It was fully composted, so just thought I'd share that. So that's the parsnip, and we've got beets. And white onion down here, and they didn't do well at all. You can probably hear sirens. That's the ambulance going on the highway, which is about 4 kilometers from me. I am happy with the turnip. Parsnip is slow coming up. That'll take off later on in the fall. And the beets, well, I lost a few of them due to cold nights, but I'll get a nice few beets. And over here in the other raised bed, I've got all carrot. 2 different kinds of carrot. And down this end, I think I'm not sure if these are the tenderloin imperators or the other ones, but anyway, they're sweet. They're really slow this year. As you can see up here, I got to resow. I got to add a bad batch of seeds, and they didn't germinate very well, so only just a few of them popped up. So I'll have a late harvest here. Like I said, in the next couple of days, I'll get these resown and put another carrot in, and I'll have a later harvest. So anyway, it's very slow with a lot of the root vegetables, except for the potatoes. So anyway, I'll do another update later on just to share with you the progress. As always, guys, take care, and thanks for watching. Hi everyone, Dave here. It's September 1st, and as you can see, 90 days is up with the potatoes, the Yukon Golds in particular. These last 2 rows here are blue potatoes, PEI, and the Russian Blues, and Robbie Moore was kind enough to send to me, so they were set a little later, and I'm thinking they're probably more like a 120-day potatoes. So as you can see, they're still got lots of flowers on them. So with Yukon Golds, they generally don't flower, and that doesn't necessarily mean there's no potatoes, but that's just the type of crop that it is. So anyway, majority of them are dead, and over. So you want to get all the stalks and the tubers up out of the ground. You don't want to leave any tubers in, especially this year. I had my pH down to about 6, and I should have had it down below 5.2 because Yukon Gold are susceptible to potato scab, scabies, and it looks ugly, and it's not so nice with leaving the skin on the potatoes when you're consuming them. But so you get all the tubers out and all the stalks, and the soil will still carry forward the disease. And So basically the only way to eliminate that is next year, before anything goes in the ground, I'll ensure that the pH in the soil is below 5.2. And I'll be doing that by adding compost. And compost for every, I think it's so many square feet, you add so much with compost. But anyway, I'll ensure that it is below 5.2. And we should have a cleaner crop. So you'll see as I share with you when I get them dug up, you'll notice I'll show you the potato scab on them, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're not edible. They are going to be edible, as I've been consuming them over the last number of years. So anyway, we're going to get to it. It's a beautiful sunny day. So beautiful morning here, September 1st. It's about 12 degrees Celsius. So anyway, stay tuned. I'll check in shortly, share with you a little bit of footage as the progress carries on with the garden. So this is the first dig here. Just to give you an idea what we're gonna have this year. Much the same as last year. Some good sized potatoes, Yukon Golds. They're one of my favorites. This is all my own seed from last year, so it's nice when you can have your own seed carry over for the following year. And like I say, all my potatoes, they go in a cellar, so they keep well. That's one good thing I like about Yukon Golds. Anyway, we got a lot of digging to do. So today is September 1st, day 90 with the Yukon Gold potatoes, and they were harvested today. I removed all the tubers and the stalks, and they will be carried away and burned. The pH was up at about 6 this year, and I had potato scab from last year, so of course it spread this year as well. So next year I'll be adding the compost, as I mentioned earlier. But anyway, the potatoes are still edible. They're fine. And at 428 pounds with 10 beds. And I've got the other two of the blues, the Russian blues and the PI blues. So anyway, it's frost advisory tonight. I've got the tomato plant here. It's been outside all summer. There's 10 tomatoes on there. When I transplanted it, took a shock for a while, but anyway, it's doing well. So another 3 weeks with these PEI and Russian blues. And like I say, the rest is all done. So we'll get rid of all the tubers and the stalks, and the carrots. You can see the carrots are up there. I thinned those yesterday, and I weeded as well. So anyway, we'll keep doing a follow-up video and share with you the progress with the carrots. So anyway, just thought I'd share. It's been an okay of a summer, I guess, for the vegetable garden. So anyway, beautiful sunny evening now. As always, guys, take care, and thanks for watching. Today is September 29th, and the last 2 rows of the blue potatoes were harvested at 40 pounds in each drill of the Russian blue and the PEI blues. And a big thank you goes out to Robbie Moore. Robbie was the one who was kind enough to send them to me, so a big thank you for that, Robbie. They are delicious. I think I harvested 2 plants there last week, and They're a very tasty potato, so that'll go a long way. Hopefully I'll have enough left for some seed. I'll set aside 10 pounds of each and I'll enjoy the rest. So the potato harvest is all complete this year. So I left these for just 1 day shy of 4 months, and I harvested those after 90 days. So I'll show you the blues. That's one drill, the other drill. You see they're nice potatoes, a nice size. And I did have a little bit of scab this year. I didn't have the pH low enough, and I didn't rotate the garden. Obviously I can't. So next year I'll add enough compost to bring the pH down below 5.2. That should eliminate and kill off the potato scab. So it's some funny shaped ones here. Just want to yeah, there's some odd shaped ones. Anyways, they're both tasty. So all together this year, it worked out to 508 pounds total of potatoes, and that's in an area 400 square feet, 20 feet by 20 feet. So that's a pretty good harvest. So myself and family, if we consume about 7 pounds of potatoes a week, we'll still have enough seed for next year.